Alright, I'm sorry this week's update is a little late. Had a medical issue come up. Spent most of the week lying down, so I couldn't even really record. Sorry, I'm sick message. But today everything's mostly better. I mean, I'm still on some medications, but out and about. So let's Tomaco Market. So let's I finally got a chance to get into work and get the DVDs. I normally have them delivered to work, and since it was like the day before, there's no way I would have been able to change where these are going to go. So let's begin by looking at Ranma half. This would be the third set. What were the colors of the other two sets? I'm sure they're just over here somewhere. Here. The reason I'm kind of curious is because I'm wondering what they look like. So, see, here's sets 1 and 2, and set 1 is still my favorite. Blues, pinks go together. So the next one's going to be green and something else, apparently. Okay, so Mr. Satome, is that right? Satome? Ranma? Ranma's dead is on the back of each of these, apparently. We've got the Blu-ray case on the inside with the 3 discs. A total of 69 episodes are now available on Blu-ray. Well, that was a weird feeling. And the little booklet. So, this is what these 3 sets look like together, like this. You can kind of see some of the overlap of the blues and pinks there. I think this side kind of shows it the best, though. And this is probably the way to look at it, because if I put them on the shelf left to right like this, it still looks neat, but not as flowing as this, where you can see the blues and the pinks doing that stuff. Oh well. Let's see. Next up we have Majestic Prince Set 2, Collection 2. One of those two. Alright, within the DVD collection, we've of course got 3 discs. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. The Blu-ray collection would only have 2 discs, and those are the same as the image on the first, and then the second discs. This is Sentai release, Curious, Region A, audio is English dubbed. Next up we've got a Dragon Ball Z Blu-ray Season 7, Regions A and B. And I think these are essentially, if I remember discussing this right, I've not actually taken a look at these. Somebody who has said that they're cut sort of like the orange bricks, I think. Which is unfortunate, but they are what they are. Next up, we've got Fairy Tail Set 12. And again, since I haven't been keeping up with watching this, I've got no comment on it, but I can say, going back to Guy Online again and playing around, I can see that they have a lot of fairy tale sorts of inspiration stuff going on. So once again, these orange ones are DVDs, and these blue ones are Blu-ray. And then, last but not least, we've got a Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal Season 1, Volume 1. And I have no clue exactly what this is. This is a Flat Iron release. So let's see. Flat Iron, they were releasing Digimon, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Is being re-released by somebody else. Eastern something? Sorry, I can't remember the details. So I guess some of this Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff has been split up, and I'm guessing, I got the impression this one was maybe newer than the older stuff that's still being re-released. Oh well. Oh, and then I guess I do have one non-anime DVD to very quickly show, and that's The Great Escape, which is actually a pretty great movie. So, there you go. This week's anime DVD collection update. It's small, and again, sorry about it being a little late, but you can only do so much about medical issues. And actually, there's a hint of the stuff from last week, if you notice the way I sit. And I'm obviously not going to sit normally now, but I'm not going to talk about the details of that because it's kind of disgusting, but I might talk about it in post. So be careful reading what I post, because I may include details if anybody's really curious, but again, it's disgusting. Instead, let's see, the stuff I watched. Let's see, I think last week I stated I started watching a Fate Kaliad Liner Prisma Elia. That's a real mouthful. Fate Kaliad. And let's see. I guess I'm not entirely sure what to think about it. I think it had some interesting ideas, and it was definitely a very type Moon magical girl thing. You know, I thought it used the elements of Fate Stay Night, Fate Zero, etc. really well to make a magical girl, but at the same time, something felt off about the pacing, and I'm not sure what. Oh well, it wasn't too bad. I followed that up with Bloodlad. That also wasn't too bad, and that one I know the pacing problems a little bit better, I think. With Bloodlad, I thought it started out with a really interesting premise, and then I kind of felt like it just kept moving really fast. Much faster than it really should have been, somehow. Like, you may recall Ego Raptor's sequelitis video about Mega Man X, and him talking about how one of the things that made Mega Man X really good is theming, where you have this theme spread throughout all of Mega Man X of you getting more powerful, and that's kind of what makes it a really great, fun, thorough experience. And with Bloodled, I kind of felt like it was completely the opposite of that. It seemed like maybe there's something of an idea, but at any given moment, it almost feels like the enemy's just doing whatever it feels like. And there may be an element of that where maybe this is pretty common in shonen type shows, especially ones like this, and with Bloodlad, it's just concentrated more than usual. Which basically means it's not bad. It's just it doesn't have anything to really hook you and make you think, okay, I'm wanting to see more of this development, because it seems like something else is coming up as soon as that thing's introduced. It means that a lot of characters get introduced really quickly, a lot of ideas get explored really quickly, and overall, I wouldn't call any of it bad stuff, but it did leave me feeling lost a little bit, I guess. And realizing that I probably wasn't going to get much in terms of resolution of anything watching it, and I guess I didn't. I mean, it's not long enough where it would have been able to do that anyways, I guess. Then after that, I started watching Tamako Market, and that one I'm still not entirely sure what I think about it, but I think I've been enjoying it as well. So I think the bird is probably the most noteworthy thing to talk about regarding this anime. I mean, the character designs looked very K-on-ish, and I almost thought, this is a cute girls doing cute things sort of anime. So I was almost thinking, okay, so maybe it's another K-on, but it doesn't feel like it's doing exactly the same thing, and I think the bird is kind of the key to it. Data? I guess I can't remember too well. Not that I can remember anybody's name other than On. If only because every time her name gets said, she tries to correct them. So there's a lot of repetition there. Not hard to forget that stuff. Oh, and then Tamako, of course, because the name of the anime, Tamako Market, makes it easy to remember. But the bird is kind of interesting because he's a kind of personality that normally I find to be really annoying in anime. He has a presence in the anime. Almost feels like he's that little yellow guy from 2x2 Shinobuden, which you may know as Ninja Nonsense. Or I think there was also a robot kind of thing in Tenchimuyo GXP, which was just always being annoying. Like, it felt like they were annoying, interrupting presences, and I almost was worried that this bird was going to be another one of those. But actually, I found him to be pretty charming and amusing to watch. And what he does to the anime, that makes it different. I'm not sure. His presence kind of brings something of a story to this slice of life, but I think I'm only on this next episode about to start seeing some stuff actually related to that, and it's not really focused on that. It is still pretty much cute girls doing cute things show, but it definitely has a very different feel from K-On, so I think that's a good thing for it. Possibly. I mean, there's always something to be said about how, for some reason, I put K-On in, and that show just always keeps me smiling, and Tamako Market maybe hasn't. It's hard to tell because I don't know how much my watching ability has been affected by my recovering. But I can tell you what did not help the recovering, and this is a non-anime thing, is my fevers started over the weekend before I, okay, I definitely have to go in. And so I started watching The Walking Dead Season 4, and that kind of begins with characters having to deal with the feverish outbreak. And I'm like, oh my gosh, here I am falling asleep because I have a fever, watching a show that begins with one of the most scary things ever. In that sort of situation. Oh my gosh. But then I finished the rest of Season 4, and yeah, Season 4, that was so horrible in a good way. The kind of thing where just, that one felt really good to watch. Actually, it was kind of tricky going back to anime because I think I was in the middle of... No, actually, I guess I was just sleeping after that, so whatever. So, I did pre-order all of next month's stuff. I'm trying to think if there's anything particularly notable to say, but I guess all that happened so much earlier in the week. I don't know. I can't remember what notable things are coming out next month, what I might be looking forward to. I know video game wise, of course I'm looking forward to Super Smash Bros. 3DS. In fact, that's prevented me from taking this sick time to start playing a 3DS game, because I don't want to be in the middle of Legend of Zelda Link Between Worlds when Super Smash Bros. 3DS comes out, because I'm going to be playing that thing as soon as I get it. But I'm also looking forward to Bayonetta 2. I've never played Bayonetta. I haven't particularly had a reason to care for it, and if Bayonetta 2 was just that, then I wouldn't care about that either, actually. I would just say, well, people are going to appreciate this, but whatever. But I was actually pretty impressed because they're also releasing, you buy Bayonetta 2 for the Wii U and you get Bayonetta 1 as well. I'm like, no. I might actually be willing to give Bayonetta 2 a shot. I don't know much about the game. I know that it received some criticism. I know that some people have been critical of the critics. And I'm just now really curious to find out myself, but mostly looking forward to that Super Smash Brothers. Alright, I guess that's everything. Again, sorry about the really late release this week and not giving anybody any heads up. But the good news is I had my follow-up appointment today and everything's good. So at this point, I'm all recovering. Hopefully this means next week is normal as usual, especially since I think we get Attack on Titan Part 2 next week. So y'all have a nice week.